Hello and happy Wednesday. It's hump day. And once again, we have Grant here to help bring a sense of peace and calm to the second half of our week. I want to welcome any of you that might be joining us for the first time. And I recognize lots of names who've been joining us weekly. And I just want you to know how much we appreciate having your presence here. And Grant Wardlow, our presenter. If you'd like to see some of the previous webinars and meditations that you may have missed, they're on his bio page. Grant is part of the team at Rivers Edge Counseling Center. He sees teens and adults and couples and is a fabulous counselor who sees people in person when he can, and these days by video. So with that, I am going to turn it over to you, Grant.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Welcome again this week. Thank you for choosing to spend some of your afternoon with us. Really appreciate you being here. Hard to believe that this is week 4 of doing this. As I was driving home yesterday, I was chatting with a friend, and hands-free, of course, and I was remarking at the amount of traffic that was on the road. And I had said, oh, gee, there really is a lot more traffic than there was a month ago. And then it dawned on me that we've actually been dealing with this. It's been 7 weeks today since the World Health Organization proclaimed COVID-19 a pandemic. And so since that time, one of the things that I've been taking advantage of are the many free webinars that are being offered through various therapy networks and online communities. And the common thread that seems to weave its way through most of them is about resourcing, which is the ability to use both internal and external resources to constructively achieve and maintain a relaxed but alert state of being, okay? Without proper resourcing, we can run the risk of moving either into hyperactivation, okay, which is where we move out of that window of tolerance and into a state of, I guess, what I would call survival mode. The prefrontal cortex goes offline. We're no longer computing information through the cortex. The activation of the oldest part of our brain is activated, and its job is just to keep us alive. On the other side, we also can have a shutdown of our body, of our system, when we go into hypoactivation, and that too is a survival mechanism and a survival state. Now, I'm happy to report that nearly all of the webinars I've been watching discuss the practice of mindfulness as a way to stay resourced and help us navigate these difficult and uncertain times. Remember that when we take over our breathing in mindfulness, it shuts down our sympathetic nervous system, our fight, flight, or freeze response, and engages the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and repair mode. Really, really important in helping us stay within that window of tolerance, okay? Another major tool that I'm seeing a lot in these webinars with respect to resourcing relates to self-compassion, which I talked about a couple weeks ago. So you remember that self-compassion is compassion turned inwards. It is having compassion for ourselves. It is being open to the reality of our own suffering and aspiring to comfort and heal ourselves from that suffering. Self-compassion can include being kind, being empathic, being generous, and accepting of ourselves in the face of our own pain, sorrow, and suffering. And I'm pleased to report that both meditation and self-compassion, which I believe in a way are both internal and external resources, are strongly linked to reducing our experience of stress, anxiety, and depression. Now, I would like to take this time to provide you with a couple of additional tools that can further help you stay resourced in times of stress and anxiety. The first is called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? How this works is that you first name aloud 5 things that you can see, okay? As you are doing this, I encourage you not to just brush past 5 things that you can see, but actually pay attention to what you're seeing for a brief moment. Let that object sink in, okay? Once you've named 5 things, I want you to take a breath in and let it out. And then you're going to name 4 things aloud that you can touch. And again, take time to really touch these items. Pay attention to the texture. Pay attention to the temperature, okay? After you've named 4 things that you can touch, okay, again, take a breath in and out. Then you are going to name 3 things that you can hear, okay? Paying attention to those things for a moment, okay? If you can't name 3 things that you can hear in the moment, call to mind 3 things that are pleasing for you to hear, okay? It could be the sound of rainfall. It could be the lapping of the waves as you're sitting on a beach near the ocean. Whatever is soothing for you, call that to mind, okay? Again, afterwards, take a breath in and out. And then I want you to name 2 things that you can smell. Again, if you can't smell anything in that moment, call to mind 2 things that are pleasing for you to smell, okay? Perhaps it's fresh strawberries, perhaps it's flowers, perhaps it is the smell after a rainfall, okay? Whatever that is for you, call those to mind and name them. Again, afterwards, take a breath in and out. And lastly, I want you to name 1 thing that you can taste. And again, if you can't taste anything in that moment, okay, call to mind something that is comforting for you to taste. And again, after that, take a breath in and out. This is really beneficial because it draws our awareness into the present moment, right? It's engaging 5 of our main senses: what we can see, what we can touch, what we can hear, what we can smell, and what we can taste. Remember that the more that we can bring our awareness into present moment experience, okay, the less concerned we can be about the past or worried about the future, okay? And I encourage you, okay, if you are moving into a state of activation, I encourage you to continue to repeat this exercise until you feel that shift, okay? Until you feel that inner shift of starting to come back down, okay? The next tool I'd like to give you is called progressive muscle relaxation. This comes out of research in the 1930s when it was recognized that when we tense our muscles and then release them, our muscles can actually achieve a greater state of relaxation compared to when we just send a signal from our brain to that particular muscle group to release. The way this works, okay, I like to start with my feet and work my way up the different muscle groups. So you're just going to hold and tense your feet as tightly as you can for about 8 to 10 seconds. Then you're going to slowly release. Take a breath in and out. Then you're going to move up to your calves. You're going to tense your calves for 8 to 10 seconds. Again, slowly release. Take a breath in and out. And then move up to your thighs. Okay? And you're going to go from your thighs to your hips, to your belly and lower back, to your chest and upper back, to your hands, to your forearms, your biceps, shoulders, neck, and then finally your face. I find that this is really beneficial for me, especially before I go to bed. This is an exercise that I like to do. I can do it in bed. It takes very little time. And I find that it is really beneficial in helping me to release some of the stress to release some of that tension that gets built up over the day. 2 additional resources that I want to tell you about today. The first is a texting service that sends positive messages to subscribers each day to help release stress and anxiety. Now, this service is being provided by Alberta Health Services and was originally created by a psychiatry professor at the University of Alberta to help those who were impacted by the 2016 Fort McMurray fires. Now, to access this service, okay, all you have to do is text COVID-19 HOPE, all caps, no spaces, all one word. COVID, whoops. Sorry about that. COVID-19 HOPE. Text that to 393939. You can also remember to Google COVID-19 HOPE. That will take you to the Alberta Health Services page, and you can find out more information about it there. If this is something that resonates with you and you feel it might be helpful, give it a try. I cannot speak to its content. I sent a text message out to some colleagues today. One of them responded to say that she had signed up and that the information that she was receiving about it was good. I will just quickly read for you when I signed up today, what the first message said. It said that each day you will receive a message with or without a related web link to provide support and build coping skills during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now it asks to do a short survey so that they can track progress. It says that note that the program will not respond to subscribers and you can opt out at any time. So I've signed up. I'm looking forward to seeing the types of reminders and information that get sent, as well as the online links that get sent along with these text messages. The data that was collected from the Fort Mac fires appeared to show that people who were receiving these did find benefit, did find that it helped reduce their stress and anxiety. So again, if it's something that you feel might benefit you, I encourage you to give it a try. The next one is a resource. It's actually might be something that you heard of a couple years ago because it actually made national headlines. So Laurie Santos, who is a psychology professor at Yale University, developed a course to help students deal with the stress and anxiety associated with being a student, with the aim of increasing the felt sense of happiness. Now, the class was dubbed the Happiness Lab and quickly became the most popular course at Yale. Again, I just want to read something that Laurie Santos commented on. She says that one of the misconceptions about happiness is that it comes down to our circumstances. In fact, the data suggests that with a little time and the right practices, as long as our basic needs are met, we can thrive in whatever situation we are in. Furthermore, she says, those happiness-making practices don't necessarily involve baking bread, crafting the Acropolis out of toilet paper rolls, or shouting at screens of our friends. Now, the course is called The Science of Well-Being, and it is now being offered online. It is a 10-week course. Each week requires about 2 hours of your time. 1 week requires about 3 hours, and that week is entitled The Stuff That Really Makes Us Happy. Okay? Other weeks are entitled Misconceptions About Happiness, Why Our Expectations Are So Bad, How Can We Overcome Our Biases, Putting Strategies into Practice, And then there are several weeks pertaining to rewirement, okay? If you want access to this, remember the name of the course is called The Science of Well-Being. You can put that into Google and it will take you to the website. Now, I don't know how to say this. I want to say it's called Coursera. If you spell the word course and then add ra.org, that is the platform through which this course is being offered. Again, if this is something that intrigues you or interests you, I invite you to sign up. I have signed up for it. I signed up for it yesterday. I haven't started it yet. However, as I move through the weeks, as interesting things come up and as I learn, I will be happy to share my learnings with you. Now, in previous weeks, I've talked about the increase in feelings of stress and anxiety, as well as the underlying grief that is present for many of us in reaction to COVID. I want to reiterate that the worry and anxiety that we are feeling, as uncomfortable as it might be, is actually working to keep us safe. It's keeping us mindful of washing our hands. It's keeping us mindful of keeping our distance. And it's keeping us mindful of making good, safe decisions that protect us. Now, I'd like to take a minute to do a little mindfulness exercise in relation to this. So if you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes. If that isn't comfortable for you, I invite you to just to lower your gaze. Okay? Coming into a state of mindfulness, just feeling into your body. Letting whatever sensations are there to just be there. And now, in a way that feels right for you, I invite you to give thanks to your body. Give thanks to your body for keeping you safe. Give thanks to your body for doing its job. Being grateful that your body is keeping you safe. And feeling into that sense of gratitude. And noticing that as you give thanks to your body, just notice what changes. Notice what shifts. Notice what shifts as you befriend that part of you. Rather than seeing the anxiety and worry that we're feeling, taking a minute to befriend it, to get to know it, to give thanks. And when it feels right, I invite you again to open your eyes. My hope in that exercise is that you actually experienced a little bit of a shift, a little bit of a calming, a little bit of a softening. You can report at the end. Again, I also want to remind you to invest in your physical and mental health during this time by making sure that you're getting some form of exercise, that you're eating healthy, that you are practicing good sleep hygiene, and that you're staying connected to family and friends, right? These are all really foundational practices in terms of good overall health. And so I really want to keep you mindful of these things as we move forward, okay? I also recognize that it would be foolish to expect all of us to do all of these things every day, okay? I know that we're not always going to choose carrots over cookies, right? We're not always going to choose a walk or a run over watching another episode of Netflix, okay? And when we plan to do something and we don't, I hope that you can take that moment and show yourself compassion, show yourself show yourself kindness, offer yourself a kind word, okay? And once again, I would also like to report on my GLAD practice. So for those of you who are either new today or you missed the week in which I talked about this, the GLAD technique is a mindfulness exercise in which we pay attention to the present moment, to present moment experiences rather, in order to capture moments of gratitude, learning, accomplishment, and delight. When our experience of feeling anxious or depressed or stressed is heightened, it skews the way we relate to ourselves as well as the way that we relate to the world around us. Excuse me. And we also have a tendency to selectively become preoccupied with negative thought patterns and beliefs. Practicing GLAD is a way for us to combat this tendency by shifting our awareness from the negative to the positive so that we can notice these good things in our day. So, my gratitude for the week, again, relates to music. This time it's happened on Sunday. I watched Take Me to the World, a Sondheim 90th birthday celebration. Stephen Sondheim, my favorite musical theater composer and lyricist, was born in 1930. And the Broadway community took this opportunity to celebrate Stephen's 90th birthday by doing a fundraiser for artists striving to end poverty. Stephen Sondheim is a very accomplished composer and lyricist. He has won an Academy Award. He has won a Pulitzer Prize for drama. He has won 8 Grammy Awards, as well as 8 Tony Awards, including a Lifetime Achievement, which is more than any other composer in history. He is also the recipient of the 2015 Presidential Medal of Freedom, so he is very well accomplished. If you don't recognize his name, I'm almost certain that at some point in your life, you will have heard the song Send in the Clowns from A Little Night Music. This song was made famous in the 1970s by Judy Collins. And on Sunday, I was grateful for the poetic and musical genius that is Stephen Sondheim. He has provided me with so much wonderful musical moments and memories that throughout that entire webcast, I could just feel a sense of joy and gratitude for all of his music and the music that he's given to the world. Now, my learning for the week came on Monday. As I was preparing for today, I was watching a webinar and one of the guests, Kelly McGonigal. Now, for those Harry Potter fans, I can't say for certain whether or not Kelly is a relative of Professor McGonagall, who teaches at Hogwarts. There is a similarity in terms of how they look, but I can't say for certain whether they are actually relatives. Anyway, she was talking about what makes the practice of gratitude so powerful. And from Kelly, I learned that gratitude helps to support us in times of uncertainty because it's one of the emotions that links the past with the present in creating a narrative that instills hope for the future. So it provides us with a sense of trust in our social resources or what the universe has provided for us. So if I can feel gratitude for something in this moment, it creates hope in knowing that I can also feel gratitude for that same thing in the future. Or I can also feel gratitude for something else in the future. The feeling of gratitude is always available to me. Now, in terms of my accomplishment for the week, this one is not so easy to talk about. Even though I did accomplish something, on Monday, I paid off my speeding ticket. Yes, I received notification in the mail probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, and believe me, it was hard to face. And I put it aside and I put it aside. I really consider myself to be a defensive driver, a safe driver. However, apparently not so much on that day. Regardless, I did feel a sense of accomplishment when I finally paid the darn thing. My delight for the week came from yesterday. It was my nephew's 19th birthday. My nephew Kai lives in Japan, and I FaceTimed him and we had a chance to chat and reminisce about some of the crazy adventures that we've had over the years. And even thinking about it now, it brings a smile to my face. So I invite you to please share your glad moments at the end of this. I think that by sharing it, it gives each of us an opportunity to really recognize that those moments that we may have missed, right? Because remember, most of our lives are not spent really paying attention to present moment awareness. So a lot of really good moments can easily pass us by without paying attention. But when we can hear those moments from other people, right, we have the opportunity to be reminded, hey, yeah, I had a similar situation, right? And that, right, plants that seed in our brain and allows us to then look for that moment again. Now, a quick review of what mindfulness is, okay? And I know that you all know this, so if you know it, I invite you to speak along with me. What is mindfulness? It is paying attention on purpose to the present moment without judgment, okay? Paying attention on purpose to the present moment without judgment. And how does this integrate in meditation? Remember that in its most basic form, meditation follows over and over again this pattern. And again, if you know it, say it with me. We have an awareness of the breath, our mind wanders, we recognize that our mind has wandered, and we come back to our breath in a non-judgmental way. I would now like to move into our meditation. And I had worked really hard to prepare a meditation on refuge, on the idea of taking both internal and external refuge. However, I could not make that happen for today. I'm going to continue to work on it, and I hope in the coming weeks that it will fall into place and I will be able to present that for you. But today, we are going to do a body scan. Now, I don't want to say too much about the body scan. I've actually decided to do my preamble about this type of meditation while you are in mindfulness, okay? So I actually want to talk about it while you are in the meditation. I just have a feeling, I have a hunch that it will be more beneficial for you, that it will land differently than if I just talk about it now. So, finding a comfortable position, wherever this finds you. The body scan meditation is often done lying on the floor or on the couch or on a bed. So if that's available to you, I invite you to take that posture. If it's not, staying seated is just fine. Closing your eyes or shifting your gaze downwards if that feels right for you. Taking a moment to land in whatever position this finds you. Feeling into your body and noticing the parts of you that are being supported. Your back, your sit bones, your arms, your feet, your head. giving yourself permission to slow down. Letting go of the past, letting go of the future, letting yourself land gently in the present moment. Bringing your awareness to your breath, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, feeling into the experience of every inhalation and every exhalation. Breathing in and breathing out. Paying attention to this breath. Maintaining an awareness of this breath. Using your awareness of your breath as an anchor to the present moment. Remembering that whenever you notice your mind has wandered, to bring your awareness back to your breath in the present moment. Being conscious of the nourishment your body receives when you inhale, and letting go of what is not nourishing as you exhale. Remembering that of all the elements necessary for good health, oxygen is the most critical. Feeling into the nourishment your body receives with every breath. Imagining that the oxygen you inhale is nourishing all the cells in your body. Shifting your awareness into your body, into that rich inner world that is just you. Noticing in this moment whatever sensations might be present for you. Giving time and space to allow yourself to be mindfully present with whatever you are feeling in this moment. Meeting whatever is there with compassion and love and tenderness. Continuing to hold what feelings are there for you, letting go of the desire to push any discomfort away, letting go of the desire to control the outcome of what you are feeling, giving yourself permission to let whatever is there to be. Allowing that energy to flow through you as you continue to hold space for its presence. In a body scan meditation, we pay attention to the sensations or the absence of sensations in the different areas of our body, one by one. In this meditation, we are not asking anything from our body. We are not directing our body in any way. We are simply noticing. In this way, this is a meditation of non-striving. Maintaining an open heart and a sense of curiosity. We just allow whatever sensations are there or not there to be there. We don't try to change them. We are simply observers. We hold whatever is there without judgment. According to Jon Kabat-Zinn, in the body scan, we are developing a greater intimacy with the sensations of our body, opening to the give and take embodied in the reciprocity between the sensations themselves and our awareness of them. The author, James Joyce, describes in one of his short stories a character, Mr. Duffy, as living a short distance from his body. This may be an address that is familiar to many of you. Jon Kabat-Zinn remarks that when we take the miracle of embodiment for granted, we miss a profound healing opportunity. Noting that all it takes is practice in coming to our senses, all of them. Thinking of your body as a musical instrument, the body scan is a way of tuning your instrument. Thinking of your body as a universe, the body scan is a way to come to know it. Thinking of your body as a house, the body scan is a way to open all the windows and doors and let the fresh air of awareness to sweep it clean. In this body scan, some of the sensations you might experience include tingling, sensations of feeling tight or loose, airy or dense, burning, numb, itchy, light or heavy, tense or relaxed, cool or warm. Or you might feel the sensation, the energy of that part of you, but not be able to label it in any meaningful way. As we work through the body, you might also experience various emotional reactions: fear, grief, anger, sadness, shame, joy, surprise. Whatever emerges emotionally, simply notice it and bring your awareness back to the sensation in your body. Various thoughts might also emerge in this meditation. You might have memories come up. You might find yourself judging your experience. Whatever thoughts emerge, notice them and return your awareness to the sensations or lack thereof without judgment. Shifting your awareness now to your feet, feeling into the areas where your feet are touching the ground. Maybe feeling into your toes or not. Paying attention to what you notice when you have an awareness of your feet. What sensations do you notice? Now moving your attention to the lower half of your legs, including your ankles. What is here to feel, if anything? What part of your lower legs and ankles wants your attention? How different or similar does each leg feel? Letting go of your lower legs and moving your attention to your knees and the upper half of your legs. Noticing what is present here in terms of sensations. Feeling into and being present with whatever you feel or don't feel in this moment. Moving your attention now to your hips and pelvis region. What sensations do you feel here? How does the left side differ from the right? Or is the difference felt front to back? Remembering that it's okay if you don't feel anything at all. Letting go now and moving your awareness to the lower half of your trunk, to your belly and lower back. When you pay attention to this part of you, what emerges? What sensations do you experience? What is the emotional quality of these sensations? Moving your awareness up into your top half of your trunk, your chest and upper back. Noticing any sensations that are here or the absence of sensations. What is the emotional quality of the energy you experience in this part of your being? What changes when you breathe into this area? Now feeling into your hands, noticing how well you can feel your hands without having to see them. Feeling into each finger and noticing how each one is similar or different. Noticing what your hands want to do in this moment. From here, moving your attention to your wrists and forearms. What is here to feel? What feels the same or different between your two forearms? Letting that go and moving your attention to your elbows and upper arms. Noticing what sensations are present or absent as you pay attention to this part of your body. From here, moving your awareness now into your shoulders and neck. As you do this, what sensations are calling your attention? Moving upwards into your head, feeling into your jaw, feeling into your face. What do you notice here? Moving around to the different parts of your face. Your mouth, your nose, your cheeks, your eyes, your forehead, your entire face now. Feeling now into your entire body. Having an awareness of your whole being. Noticing all the sensations of your body and allowing them to just be as they are in this moment. As we come to the end of our body scan, taking a few more deep breaths, gently allowing some movement back into your body, feeling free to wiggle your fingers or toes, stretching your body in whatever way feels nurturing. And when it serves you, feel free to open your eyes. Thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate you having us, being a part of this afternoon's webcast. Again, I will try and get that, sorry, I've lost the word, the refuge meditation in place. Next week, I'm planning to do a meditation on the acronym RAIN, which comes out of the Buddhist faith and Tara Brach's work. It is grounded in self-compassion, and I think that, which is really appropriate for right now. And I think Nicole's going to open it up, so I invite any feedback. I look forward to hearing about your glad moments for the week. And again, I just want to say thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much, Grant.